My name is Justin Early, and I am the Democratic nominee for Texas 31st District. It's been an exciting time for running. We've won the primary, but now the real game begins. The real fight begins. We're going against John Carter. He is a 12-term congressman. He's been there for 24 years. He's 84 years old. Katie gives a thumbs down. Yeah. And you know, the reason that people ask, hey, why did you want to run for Congress? Why are you here? Why are you doing these things? What made you want to run for Congress? And I say, every time I turn on the television or read a news article, something else tells me, I probably should run for Congress today. Chris talked about what's going on in the world today with Iran. We saw what happened with Greenland and Venezuela and Ecuador, all the things that were going on in the world today. And all these things that the Trump administration is doing, they're not doing it with the permission of Congress. And when you go to Congress to go to war, you're basically saying, I'm going to have a public debate to say why we need to send American lives across somewhere in order to fight for our freedom, in order to defend our nation, or to liberate someone else. That was not done here today. That was not done for Iran, it was not done for Greenland, and it's not done for anything else. We can all guess and figure out what Facebook says, what this is for. I don't care about those things, because what I do care about is we have Americans being sent overseas. We have families who are sending their loved ones to die. And for what reason? I don't know, but I know when I get to Congress, they will absolutely have to answer. Because John Carter today, while he's been there for a very long time, he's literally a rubber stamp. Whatever Donald Trump says, it goes. I don't like to talk about John Carter that often, but because now I'm the nominee, I will say a couple of things. He is one of the most ineffective congressmen in the House today. He's been there for 24 years. He's missed 804 votes. And on average, he's missed more than twice anyone who's been there for any length of time. He does not do the job. Anybody have a job that you don't show up to half the time and you still get employed? I wonder why we're still voting John Carter in. The second thing is, if your job as a congressman is to write bills and to represent people, he has not written a bill in over 7 years. And of those 7 years, of all the bills he's ever written, there's only been 7 of them. And 4 of them were to rename a post office. I'm sorry, showing up to work does not count as doing the job. And so what people want is real representative government. And they ask me, hey, why do you think you can flip this seat? What do you think is going to happen to do this? How can you get this done? And I tell them it's going to take 3 things. It's going to take the map, the math, and the motivation. But I'm going to change the motivation today, because now people were motivated to get out and vote in the primaries, because we're going to change that motivation to mobilization. Let's start with the map, right? The Republicans gave us the map. They gerrymandered District 31 to make it harder for anybody to run. The only person who's gotten so close to John Carter was another veteran. Her name was MJ Hakar. She came within 3 points of beating John Carter. Scared him so much they rearranged the lines and changed it all up. No one since then has ran as a veteran. I am that veteran who's going to run. The Republicans, thank you. The Republicans gave us the map. The second thing is the math. Now that the map has been changed, they added Killeen back into the district. That's a lot of black and brown communities, a lot of veterans who were not represented before. These are people that I speak to every week, all the time, to let them know that, hey, look, you have a real representative working for you and fighting for you. If you guys are numbers people, I like numbers myself. I'm a data guy. I work with cybersecurity. The numbers shown that people in Killeen can actually move this whole district. And so, like a lot of people love Williamson County, we're getting very blue when we're going northern. We need to look a little bit further up to our neighbors to the north. Because if we can flip Killeen, we can flip this district. And so that is the math is there, because Texas is not a red state. It's a non-voting state. And we saw the energy and the drive that happened in the primaries. A little bit of inside baseball. I apologize for taking too much time. A little bit inside baseball. When you run for Congress, when you run for any seat, they want to know what's your win number. What's your win number, right? What's the magic number you got to hit. So from that win number, you make all your calculations. How many lit pieces you buy, how many lit drops you do, how many phone calls you make. And so last time, my win number was, we'll say it's like 15,000. It was like 12,000, so I said I want to go a little bit over that, go 15,000. We had 55,000 Democrats vote. You tell me where those 40 other thousand people came from, right? And I can tell you, none of them were, I didn't talk to a whole lot of them. I actually ran into one gentleman. I was pulling up my signs at a polling location, and I'm waving my sign and pulling up some signs, just doing all kinds of things in early voting. And he said, why should I vote for you over he says, why should I vote for Justin Early over John Carter? So I tell him, blah, 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 the math motivation, I'm going into. So probably in the middle of the math conversation, he says, oh, you're Justin Early? And I said, been talking to you for 3 minutes. Yeah. The last part of this is the mobilization, right? We saw those 40,000 people get out. How do we turn those people into actual voters in the election? So looking at the math, again, I said I'm a numbers guy. There's about 80,000 to 90,000 people we know we need to target. That those are the people who rarely vote, swing votes, independent voters. Those are the target people we need to take and bring over to our side. They're the ones who are upset at the Republicans. They're the ones who are seeing what's going on, and they're the ones who want to see a real representative for them here in Texas 31. The last thing I'm going to say to you guys before I step off the stage, this is the stage. I'm sure everything to me is a stage. Is that I work today as a cybersecurity architect. I work for Dell Technologies, and I see what AI is doing to our society. I see what it's doing to our environment, and I see what it's doing to our people, right? And so one of the things that is coming up is that how are we going to regulate AI? And AI can be a tool for good. AI can be a tool for all of us, like libraries, books, the writing system they're all tools for good for all human beings. AI can do that, but today what we have are 8 people who own all of these systems, and their role is to remove the American worker from their systems. Employees are the most expensive piece of any business, and they know that. And so we've built tools since the dawn of time: hammers, excavators. We were trying to find things that levitate trains, right? We have levitating trains, but we've never built a tool that takes somebody else's imagination. And that is what AI is trying to do. It does not do that today, but that is their role and goal, is to take your imagination and remove you, the American worker, from the process. Again, my name is Justin Early. I'm very thankful you guys are here today. Just as Chris said, this is the time to get out there and actually donate to people, because this is the time to get out there to motivate people to get out and do. We are going to win these seats, not because we have TV ads. We're not going to win these seats because we got name recognition. We're going to win these seats by ground game alone. It's knocking on doors. It's phone calling. It's friends telling friends what is going on. It's people outside of this room right now being told something new by you of why they need to vote for somebody else. And those dollars today help us reach all of those people outside these rooms. So again, my name is Justin Earle, and I thank you very much for allowing me to speak here today.